Hey, it's Brian Altano from IGN. Huge news just broke. Cyberpunk 2077 has officially been removed from the PlayStation Store and can no longer be purchased on a PS4, a PS5, through PlayStation's website, or through their app. The latest move comes from an official tweet from PlayStation stating that SIE will be removing Cyberpunk 2077 from PlayStation Store until further notice. Additionally, Sony will begin to offer full refunds, stating SIE strives to ensure a high level of customer satisfaction. Therefore, we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via the PlayStation Store. They followed the message by stating that once they have confirmed that you purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via the PlayStation Store, we will begin processing your refund. Please note the completion of the refund may vary based on your payment method and financial institution. So if I could take a minute to get off script for a second here. Holy crap, this is huge. Obviously, this has been an insanely crazy week. Cyberpunk 2077 launched a week ago on consoles and PC. The game got great reviews on PC. The console version was not sent to press and was kind of like deliberately shielded from gamers, and so we didn't really get to see what it looked like. And now that we did, IGN gave that version of the game a 4 out of 10 versus the 9 out of 10 that we gave to the PC version. It was riddled with issues, bugs, crashes, glitches, pop-in, just all sorts of just nasty, icky stuff that obviously shows that the game wasn't necessarily optimized for base consoles, especially the PS4 and the launch model Xbox from years and years ago. We got an official apology from CDPR themselves, saying that they were sorry for not paying closer attention to the console versions of this game. They then told players that they could request refunds, sending thousands of people to the customer service lines for the Xbox and PlayStation customer service. And this is what I feel, to go off script real quick, I have a feeling they got completely inundated and said, you know what, screw it, everyone gets a refund, but also we don't want to deal with this anymore. And PlayStation pulled the game off of their store. This is sort of unprecedented on the console side. We've seen this with broken PC ports before, notably the Arkham game that came out a couple years ago on PC with the car. I forget the name. It's been a long day. But yeah, this is not something we regularly see on consoles. This is one of the biggest games of the year, can no longer be purchased on a PlayStation. Here's the thing, when you go to search for this game on PS5 or PS4, it doesn't appear anymore. There is straight up no listing for this on those stores. Same thing with the app or the website. You get other games in the Cyberpunk genre, like Observer System Redux, which is pretty dope, you should check it out, but not Cyberpunk itself, which is crazy. Here's what this means. Basically, currently, if you own Cyberpunk digitally on a PS4 or PS5, which is technically still the PS4 version, since they never made a PS5 version, which is potentially part of the problem, you can still access the game. I have it loaded up behind me. I was just playing it. It's there, it exists. There's a logo for it and everything. It's not like it's just gone. They didn't delete it from your hard drive or anything. But you can't download it from the store if you haven't purchased it yet. Now, additionally, you can still buy a disc in a store. We haven't heard anything yet about them pulling discs out of retail stores, yanking them off of shelves and stuff like that. So that's not a thing yet. So don't worry about that. So I guess if you have Cyberpunk, wrapped up under your Christmas tree right now, you'll be able to play it on Christmas. You'll also be able to update it because delisted games can still get updates, notably the 40 gigabyte day one update, the 17 gigabyte day 3 update. There's been a lot of updates for this game. It had some problems. I don't know what to tell you. The funny thing is, if you have a digital PS5, but you haven't bought Cyberpunk yet, you can't play Cyberpunk because you can't download it and you can't fit a disc in your system. So you're just out of Cyberpunk on PS5 right now. But again, PS4, if you downloaded it already, you still have the game. I believe you can re-download it. It might be sort of like a PT situation right now. But if you haven't yet, you can't unless you put in a disc. We have yet to hear from CDPR themselves, the creators of the game, on how they're going to respond to the situation. It sort of feels like Sony, brought a gun to a knife fight basically and said, you can't get this game anymore. And so we'll see if there's a statement. We'll see what's going to happen. I have a feeling that a couple of patches aren't going to just appear overnight and fix this situation and rectify it. There's obviously a little bit of bad blood between the whole scenario here, between gamers, between Sony, CDPR, everybody involved. And also, this is a game that was probably, rushed out to meet some, investors deadlines and get some money from some people on the top. And I'm incredibly sympathetic to anybody working on the game for this long as a developer, because they got to see their game disappear from their hands and end up on store shelves and now subsequently pulled. This means that for one of the biggest windows of digital downloads, the Christmas window, you will not be able to buy Cyberpunk. Whether this changes in the next few days, we'll see. But in the meantime, if you want a refund for the game on PlayStation, you can do that. They will give you access to that and you'll get $60 back. It will be removed from your library. You will not be able to access it or play it again. And if you need to know how to do that, IGN has a full wiki on ways to get refunds on your games, specifically Cyberpunk on Xbox and PlayStation. So there you have it. You cannot buy Cyberpunk 2077, one of the biggest games of the year, on PlayStation, one of the biggest console makers of all time, if not the biggest, currently in its current form right now. And that's absolutely crazy. And I don't know how to end this video, so I'll just say, man, 2020, you really don't know how to let up.